DEFCON warning system. Alert status for 15:30 UTC, Monday 4th August 2025. Condition green. DEFCON 5. There are currently no imminent nuclear threats at this time. On 28th of July 2025, North Korea firmly rejected South Korea's recent goodwill gestures, stating it has no interest in dialogue or reconciliation proposals. Specifically, Kim Yo-jong, sister of leader Kim Jong-un, and a powerful North Korean official, declared that Seoul's overtures amounted to a great miscalculation, accusing President Lee Jae-myung of merely recycling his predecessor's hostile alignment with the United States. South Korea's new liberal administration, under President Lee, sought to reset ties by halting border loudspeaker broadcasts in June and began dismantling them in early August as a practical measure to ease tensions without affecting military readiness. But Pyongyang dismissed the gesture outright. Kim Yo-jong stated, "We are not interested. We will not be sitting down with South Korea, and there is nothing to discuss." Seoul's unification ministry responded by vowing to continue pursuing peace efforts despite deep distrust, noting that this firm rebuff reflects Pyongyang's entrenched hostility and prioritization of expanded ties with Russia and further nuclear advancement. The refusal cements a continued hardline policy from the north, suggesting inter-Korean tensions are unlikely to abate. This signals no shift in DPRK policy, and thus no reduction in regional threat levels on the Korean peninsula. On 29th July 2025, European Commissioner for Transport and Tourism Apostolos Tzitzikostas delivered a stark warning. Europe's current roads, bridges and railways are not fit to support rapid military deployment in the event of a war with Russia. He stated that if NATO forces attempted to send heavy armour, tanks weighing up to 70 tons, they would become stuck in tunnels, collapse bridges, and face severe delays at border controls. In some cases, the transit could take weeks or months, rendering it ineffective as a deterrent. Tzitzikostas proposed a $17 billion, $19.6 billion upgrade plan across 500 infrastructure projects spanning 4 strategic military corridors stretching from Western to Eastern Europe, aligned with NATO's defence posture. This indicates that NATO's ability to reinforce eastern flank members, such as the Baltic states or Poland, is constrained, reducing strategic agility. In a high-intensity scenario, adversaries might exploit these bottlenecks to seize the initiative. Persistent underinvestment in transport networks represents a critical vulnerability in Europe's collective deterrent. This statement recalibrates our assessment of European readiness. It isn't just about troop numbers or munitions, but the physical capability to move them swiftly when needed. In early August, a Russian drone believed to be a Gerbera-type decoy drone entered Lithuanian airspace, detected flying over Vilnius, before crashing in a military training area near Rukla on 2nd August. The Lithuanian armed forces located the drone in the Gaijiunai training grounds adjacent to the NATO battalion base. Initial analysis suggests it is the same drone first observed on 29 July, likely intended to serve as a decoy or reconnaissance probe during Russian operations in Ukraine. Though no physical damage to Lithuanian military installations was reported, the incident triggered a formal emergency declaration, marking a serious breach of NATO airspace. This incident raises alert over the proximate threats to NATO members adjacent to conflict zones, demonstrating that spillover is not hypothetical, but already occurring. Following an escalating exchange with former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev on the 1st August 2025, US President Donald Trump announced the deployment of 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions in response to what he dubbed highly provocative remarks by Medvedev about nuclear escalation risk. Trump stated, "Based on the highly provocative statements of former President Medvedev, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. He emphasized that words are very important and that unintended consequences should be avoided. Medvedev, now deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, had earlier dismissed Trump's peace ultimatum for Russia to cease hostilities within 10 days, warning that repeated threats constituted a step towards war. He also referenced Russia's dead hand automatic nuclear retaliatory system. Russia's official response softened Putin's responsibility and urged caution, highlighting the sensitivity around nuclear rhetoric and pointing to commitments under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT. This move is largely symbolic deterrence, signalling US resolve more than immediate offensive posture. However, TT may increase strategic risk. Nuclear signaling, especially near contested maritime regions, raises tension and reaction incentives. At this time, there is no signal from Russia that it is responding militarily to the US statement. The DEFCON warning system is a private intelligence organization which has monitored and assessed nuclear threats by national entities since 1984. It is not affiliated with any government agency and does not represent the alert status of any military branch. The public should make their own evaluations and not rely on the DEFCON warning system for any strategic planning. At all times, citizens are urged to learn what steps to take in the event of a nuclear attack. If this had been an actual attack, the DEFCON warning system will give radiation readings for areas that are reported to it. Your readings will vary. Official news sources will have radiation readings for your area. For immediate updates, go to www.defconwarningsystem.com. Breaking news and important information can be found on the DEFCON Warning System Community Forum and on the DEFCON Twitter feed, DEFCON WS Alerts. You may also subscribe to the DEFCON Warning System mailing list. Note that Twitter updates may be subject to delays. The next scheduled update is 15:30 hours, 11th August 2025. Additional updates will be made as the situation warrants, with more frequent updates at higher alert levels. This concludes this update of the DEFCON warning system.